Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. So in this short video, we'll be going through all the gear I took with me on the West Highland Way. I'll unpack it, lay it out into sections, we'll go through it all, and at the end, I'll stick it on the scales and we'll see what it weighs. So let's kick off with the backpack. I took the Atom 40 litre made by Atom Packs based in the Lake District. There's currently a 2-month waiting time for these, testament to how good they are. What do I like about it? It's super light. Mine comes in at 420 grams. I love the stretchy pockets you've got on the shoulder straps. And I love the pocket underneath, which is nice and stretchy. I'll store all my snacks in there so I can quickly grab something to eat. It's made of a waterproof material, although the seams aren't sealed, so in heavy rain it will let some water in, which is where your pack liner comes in. For this, I used a Nylaflume bag. It's typically lighter than a normal dry bag. It's very, very cheap and it's very, very durable. I'd put my quilt in there, my down jacket, anything I want to keep dry. Shove it down in that plastic bag, cinch it down, give it a twist, no water's getting in there. For photos, I use my mobile phone, but for all video, I use the DJI Osmo Action. The grip I use is a mini tripod grip made by Ultrapod, which also has a Velcro strap, so you can attach it to things to get a different filming angle. For navigation, I always use the app called Maps.me, which is really, really good. It's free to download, and you can store it onto your phone, so you can use it in flight mode, for example. And then along the trail, you can zoom right in and it'll show you information, places of interest, campsites, restaurants. You can bookmark those, which is, handy for planning your route. So I use that for all my trails. Can't recommend it enough. For bedding, I used a quilt, rated down to 2 degrees, kept me nice and toasty. The 1/8 of an inch pad you see here, dead handy this is, so it was a ground sheet mainly, but I also used it as a sit pad during the day, and then as a push, you could even use it as a rain skirt as well to keep you nice and dry. Multiple uses, I love stuff like that. Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite pad, keeps you nice and warm, it's light, durable, and the warranty on it is very good. If it breaks or it fails, just contact them and apparently they'll send you a new one out. My pillow of choice was made by Trackology. It's comfortable and it's got a strap which you can put around your sleeping pad, which stops it sliding around. The tent I took on this trip was the X-Mid 1P. Now it's not the lightest tent I've got, but because I was expecting rain, I wanted the living space and the ease of setup. The tent stakes I took were the MSR Mini Groundhogs. I love these. For the weight and strength, I don't think anything else beats it on the market. So I took 5 of those, which is 1 spare, and then 2 of the little titanium shepherd hooks, which I used on my tent to peg out the doors. Onto my toiletries and med kit. This is a cheap way to save space and weight. So I had suntan lotion, soap, bamboo toothbrush, travel toothpaste and deodorant, and then a bag which contained painkillers, blister plasters, some smidge spray, which I decanted like I had with the suntan lotion, and that was all inside a little Ziploc bag. My poop kit, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. So inside a Ziploc bag I just kept some tissues, hand sanitizer, a mini trowel and some wet wipes. So let's talk about the cook kit and the water filter system. I took the Sawyer Squeeze, which does weigh more than the mini and the micro model they have, but the flow rate is a lot better and it's a lot more reliable. Instead of the plastic bag they send you with it to use, I just pair it with some water bottles. These particular ones I got from Tesco's fit the threading perfectly. It doesn't fit every bottle, so you got to check that. My cook kit consisted of a 650ml titanium mug, the BRS 3000 mini stove, which for 27 grams is unbelievably tiny. It's only good for boiling water quickly, but I love how it compacts down really small once you've folded it. I also had a mini Bic lighter, a small gas canister, titanium spoon, a homemade windshield, gas stand and the pouch it comes in. And the great thing about this setup is how it all compacts down and nests together in the pot, even with a few coffee sachets in there. My bum bag is made by Atom Packs, who also made my rucksack. Yeah, you look a bit goofy wearing these, but to be honest it's super handy being able to store all your little bits and pieces inside there. So as I'm walking along, reach inside, grab what I want. I haven't got to take my rucksack off, dive into pockets and all that palaver. Inside I have an Anker 10,000 milliamp power bank. Now just be careful on these, because if you get a PD one, they charge a lot quicker than your standard ones, and the difference is staggering. My one will recharge fully in just under 3 hours. A standard model, you're talking 6 to 8 hours, which means more time on the trail, less time waiting about, charging it up. I had a USB-C to C cable with high wattage, and a mini plug, again, high wattage, making the most of that quick charge. A spare Osmo Action battery. My headlamp was the Nightcore NU20, weighing just about 30 grams. You get hours of battery, performs really well if you need it. I then had a Ziploc bag of little things, so a spare O-ring for my water filter, because they do fall out apparently. And then a mini Allen key to adjust my trekking poles, and then a selection of USB cable adapters, some earplugs so I can get a good night's sleep, and a mini Victorinox tool knife, which has got loads of functions, weighs about 20 grams. You've got a knife, a nail file, scissors, tweezers in case you get any ticks, and a toothpick. A mini DAB radio and headphones, and a map, which I didn't need, but it's nice to have a little look through when you're having a break. Some cash, and a Ziploc bag, just for rain protection really. And finally some Vaseline, which is always handy for your lips and your feet and for any chafing. On to packed clothing. So I had the Montbell Versalite as my rain jacket, very lightweight, waterproof and breathable. On this trip it saw more action as a wind jacket, and as it's highly breathable, I never sweated in it. Perfect. The down jacket I packed is one of my favourite items. It's made by Decathlon. It's the Trek 100 model. Costs about £45 and it outperforms jackets at 3 to 4 times the price for weight and warmth ratio. I also carried a pair of shorts, a midge net, which I didn't need thankfully, a spare pair of socks, some fleece gloves from Decathlon, cost about £2, very light, perform really well, and of course my buff, which I love because it's got multiple uses. It can be a neck warmer, a balaclava, an eye mask to help you sleep, a sweat rag, a towel, and even wiping condensation off your tent. And finally my worn clothing, which was a Decathlon sun cap, a Casio watch, bit of a cult classic this one, cheap, light and reliable, I love it, Decathlon sunglasses, a MacPack Nitro fleece, which is highly breathable, yet warm at the same time, and my Rab sun hoodie, which is handy because it means less suntan lotion. It's very, very quick drying as well and breathable. The joggers I wore were from Decathlon as well, synthetic, very quick drying and breathable. Some Danish endurance boxers, helps me keep fresh. Injinji toe socks, which helps with my toe blisters. Ultra Timps, which I love. And my trekking poles, which were black diamond, which brings me on to a couple of little hacks. So with your trekking poles, I like to wrap a bit of Gorilla Tape or duct tape around them, which is really handy in case anything rips when you're out on the trail. And tumble dryer sheets. I always sling a couple of these in my bag. It seems to stop anything smelling funky. And the final tip I have is I use a bug spray to spray over my clothing, my tent and my rucksack before I go. Since I've been using this, I've had no trouble with mosquitoes or ticks, so it seems to work. Okay, it's all packed up again. Here's the moment of truth. What's it weighing at? So this is everything I took on the West Highland Way, apart from warm clothes, trekking poles, food and water. Here we go. And that should say about 5.2 kilograms, I believe, which isn't too shabby. So that's all. If you like what you watched in this video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.